carbon, that is an element. And on one page in this big book, there's something said about it. They said it can make bonds with other elements up to 4, or with other 4 carbons. And that gives it the possibility to make with hundreds of thousands of different things bonds, or is the part of hundreds of thousands of different compounds. There are 3 allotropes of it, so 3 different forms how it can appear in the pure form. One is diamond, the next is graphite, and then one was just discovered in 1990, just shortly before the book was written in 1993. That is Buckminsterfullerene, named after Buckminster Fuller. And it has the molecule forms the one of a football. Now the other 2, diamond and graphite. But before we come to them, something else was said in the introduction. There was said that it is in some things. For example, it is a part of chalk. And then one thing there is a lot of in is coal. And if coal is burned, then the carbon inside of a coal is reacting with the oxygen in the air, becoming carbon dioxide. And the book is then saying if that is in the air, and a lot of it is in the air, it can be like a blanket. The photons of the sun can go through it and warm the air at the ground, but the warm air can no longer go away, is trapped under the blanket of carbon dioxide, and it has been warmer over the places where people have burned a lot of coal. And then it's also said that also, they say bones and wood can be heated, and they're becoming then charcoal, and some people are using it to make barbecue fires. And then is there a lot more said. There's then also said that organic textile fibers can be also heated and then plastic added, and that becomes then very light and very strong material that is used in airplanes and in tennis rackets frames, for example. And then there's also said that there can be something specifically done with the carbon. The book isn't saying what, that it has then the name activated charcoal. And that is attractive to other materials that gets them. So if one is then letting water run through over it, the water after it is more cleaner as before. All the minerals and the materials in it are getting stuck at the activated charcoal, and it comes cleaner out. In aquariums is that used to make them cleaner. And also to get rid of unpleasant odors in the air, and also for poison in gas masks. Diamond and graphite, I mentioned them at the beginning. Diamond is the most hardest material known. And that is because each carbon there is together bound with 4 other carbons. And graphite, that is used sometimes in pencils, and one can just go over it and it makes then a line. So that is not so resistant, that just is going there. That is because there each carbon is just together with 3 other carbons, and in the diamonds is also something said about they are very much together in a grid, and in the graphite they are just layered on top of each other. And one thing was also said, it is a non-metal, but it is conducting electricity good. And then there was something said about the electrodes are sometimes out of graphite, so that the metal scrap between them, from which when the electricity is conducted, is getting hot through that, which is a part of making out of metal scrap steel. And I think that is what was said here. So that was according to Susan McKeever's Science Encyclopedia book on the page 40. The positions and views expressed are the ones of source and don't necessarily align with my own or with ones of the entities spoken of.